My dear students, we have discussed about the definition of democracy, different concepts in that definition, and we identified why we define democracy, and also we have studied about the features of democracy. Now we are going to see the arguments for and against democracy. First we discuss some common arguments against democracy. In this, we see first, leaders keep changing in democracy. This leads to instability. We know that no government is ruling for the entire time. They have to face elections. They may fail in the election. Other government comes. Okay, therefore instability is there in the government. Therefore, it can lead to some setback in the major decisions. Okay. Then next one, democracy. It is all about political competition and power play. When there is more political competition and power play, I want power. I am fighting for power. I don't mind about your individuality. I won't respect you. That morality can be crushed in democracy. Democracy is all about political competition and power play. There is no scope for morality. Then so many people have to be consulted in a democracy. When we are consulting with so many people, what will happen? That it leads delays. Delays can be happen in democracy because so many heads are coming together to make decisions. The next one is, elected leaders do not know the best interest of the people. What it leads? It leads to bad decisions. If you don't know the best interest of the people, what is actually needed to the people, then the decision can be wrong. The next one is that democracy leads to corruption, for it is based on electoral competition. We know that democracy, we have already discussed, electoral competitions are there. More corruptions are there because of this particular electoral competition. You are familiar with a lot of corruption in India also. Then ordinary people don't know what is good for them. What is good for them? They don't know. If I don't know what is good to me, I won't participate in any kind of decision making process. Then they should not decide anything. Ordinary people don't know what is good for them. They should not decide anything. Actually, democracy is not a magical tool to solve all the problems. Okay, it gives chances to the people to participate in decision making. You can argue that democracy has not ended poverty in India and other countries. Even though people are coming together and taking decisions, decision can be wrong also. Then it also, government has been changing, delay is there. All these common arguments are against democracy is there. Somewhat it is true. But you have to understand, we don't have an ideal democracy. We have never seen an ideal democracy. But the real question, what is the real question? What kind of form of government is available to you? Among the available option, which is the best form of government, it is democracy. We can say only democracy, which is the best form of government, which is better than all other forms of government. We are going to analyze the reasons in the arguments for democracy. In the arguments for democracy, first we take a democratic government is a better form of government because it is more accountable form of government. It is more accountable form of government. It is responding to the needs of the people. You just see a famine occurred in China in 1958, 1961. Such kind of famine never occurred in the world. Nearly 3 crore people died. During this period also, India is not much better than China. But even then, we are not affected that much. Economists are saying that this is because of the difference between the government. India has adopted democracy. Therefore, India responded well to the needs of the people. They identified ways to solve the problem of food scarcity in India. But China couldn't do that. If there is a multi-party system there, if there is an opposition party there, if there is press free, they can criticize the government. When they criticize the government, they could have avoided death of lot of people. Just imagine. In this example, we can see that which is the more responsible, which government is more responding to the needs of the people. It is only democratic government. Therefore, we can say that a democratic government is a better form of government because it is more accountable form of government. Next one, democracy improves the quality of decision making. In any decision, democracy consults with the different people. Lot of heads are coming together and thinking about that decision and try to point out the possible mistakes that can happen. Even though it takes a lot of time, but we are arriving at a responsible decision. That's a very important feature of democracy that we cannot see in the dictatorship. Democracy provides a method to deal with differences and conflicts. Okay, people are bound with differences. You just see the social diversity of India. Different regions, different languages, different culture, different religion, different caste. Their opinion are different. Their way of life is different. Their preferences are different. One group of people's preference can be affected another group of people's preferences. Then conflict arises. If there is a conflict arises, how can we solve in a dictatorship or monarchy? Brutal ways can be adopted. We can crush that particular conflicts. But what democracy does. Democracy has a peaceful solution for this problem. Democracy has a peaceful solution for this problem. In democracy, no one is a permanent winner. No one is a permanent loser. Therefore, democracy comes up with a peaceful solution of conflicts. That's a very important argument for democracy. We can say that it is the best form of, it is better than all other forms of government because it provides a method to deal with differences and conflicts. Next one is very important. Democracy enhances the dignity of citizens. Okay, if the democratic decisions are wrong, if it is not accountable, what democracy gives to people? Democracy gives respects to the people. Democracy gives rights to the people. Democracy enhances the dignity of citizens. That's very important. Then the final one, democracy is better than other forms of government because it allows us to correct its own mistakes. Mistakes are common in any form of government. We cannot guarantee that no mistake will happen in democracy, not in other forms of government also. But democracy provides what? A room for solving this particular or correcting these particular mistakes. Why? No democratic government hide the problems for a long. When it comes to the public, what is happening? Public discussions are happening. Publics are discussing about these problems. Then what will happen? The rulers are forced to change their decisions. If they are not changing their decisions, what will happen? They will be changed. They have to be moved from their positions. That is happening in democracy. Democracy is better than other forms of government because it allows to correct its own mistakes. Look at all these things. More accountable government, quality in decision making, and method to deal with different conflicts, enhances dignity of the people, and there is room for correcting mistakes. Therefore, we can say that democracy is better than all other forms of government. This is all about arguments for and against democracy. You have to study this very well because we have to defend all these arguments against democracy with our own understanding. Thank you. Next we discuss about a broader meaning of democracy. Thank you. Thank you very much.